Good morning. My name is Kristen Johnson. I go by Chrissy. I am a master's candidate for health education in the Department of Health and Kinesiology. My chair for my committee is Dr. Rhonda Ron, and my committee members are Dr. Liedrich Sherman, and the other one is to be determined. Start out just a little bit about me. My name is Kristen Johnson. As I said, I'm a Fighting Texas Aggie class of 2016. I majored in community health education, and while in my community health education degree, I had the opportunity to complete my internship at the Brazos County Health Department. I was an intern in health education and promotion in the spring of 2016. My primary area of interest in completing this degree is providing health education in a fitness setting and also promoting healthy lifestyles in low SES youth, primarily in the Galveston area where I plan on residing. My hobbies include pessimism about athletics, bow hunting, love to exercise, and I'm a huge Game of Thrones buff, so I love to conspire about the ending of Game of Thrones and all sorts of water sports from surfing to wakeboarding. While I was working on my master's, I was employed through BCS Fitness. I worked as a small group personal trainer and a one-on-one personal trainer, and so I was able to develop health education skills through that, and I was also having to adapt my methods of education based on a wide variety of clients and personalities I worked with. This experience with BCS really re-emphasized to me that health is multifaceted and it goes far beyond just the physical realm. So I was able to kind of practice in real life, identifying different areas of health among different individuals. So people might be in great physical health, but they aren't feeling great because emotionally their needs aren't being met, and they were seeking help from us, a gym, and we really weren't able to meet all their needs, and we'd often refer people out to mental health professionals, actually. My boss, Brad, was really awesome, and he very much encouraged his employees to kind of provide this holistic health experience to clients, because he also recognized that there was a lot more going on to health than just what's going on in the physical realm. And kind of working with Brad and at this gym, I really realized that I can really be an effective health educator in a gym and in a fitness setting that goes far beyond just personal training and fitness. So I really enjoyed that and super thankful for that opportunity I had. So once again, I would just like to thank my committee members. I'm just super thankful that you've agreed to work with me and just be here today. Thank you for your time. So let's go ahead and just get started here. My practicum internship, which I'm currently completing, is at Total Fitness in Galveston. And basically my two main tasks are beefing up existing health education programs, so making it more health education centered instead of just exercise centered, which I'm really excited about. I've just had some really cool opportunities through there, and then also I'm getting to work with community partnerships. My site supervisor, Lee, her and her husband run the two local gyms in Galveston, and they're really good and really big about partnering with local businesses to put on fitness events and just getting people involved in the community and promoting exercise and healthy lifestyles. So I get to kind of play in their community partnerships and work with them. It's super fun. So my main objective, though, is through Fit Kids. FIT is an acronym for Power Health Implementation Training, and some of my tasks include creating health habit challenges. So I've made sheets to give to kids to make sure they're drinking enough water and incentivize that. And I administer health ed to young kids, so using the example of water consumption, telling kids why they need to drink water, and kind of teaching them the effects of not being hydrated, but also the positive effects of drinking enough water. And then also communicating this to their parents, getting their parents kind of involved in this health initiative that we're doing. I also market our program via social media or just anywhere around town. I've put flyers out at coffee shops, and then I will be developing a Qualtrics evaluation to send to the parents of Fit Kids so that I can make edits and re-implement next summer. So some other things, they're still kind of playing out, just seeing that my internship isn't completed, but we have Galveston Gym's Fitness Slams where we went set up in the middle of the Strand and just had this big community exercise event and told people about what we do and let them participate if they wanted, and if not, just watch and laugh at us doing burpees in the 90-degree heat. So it was a lot of fun. And then another partnership deal we're doing, it had to be postponed because of Cindy, but we're doing a boot camp at the brewery, inviting people around town to come out to the local brewery and enjoy some good beer and some boot camp with us, and maybe talk about making boot camp part of their exercise regimen. So I did explore a lot of competencies while at Total working with these two things. I was able to plan and implement health education I'm able to research and evaluate what's going on at Total and kind of make my own twist on that based on my research findings, serving as a resource person to parents and kids and even gym patrons, and also advocate for health education, promotion in the profession, just by simply telling people why I'm there and what I'm interested in, what I do. So that's my internship briefly, and I'll discuss that more in 7 areas of responsibility. And I will say that throughout my coursework and my internship and even my part-time job at BCS, I really have got to develop an understanding of these concepts, and more importantly, how they work and how I can apply them in my daily life. So starting with the first area of competency, to assess needs and assets and capacity for health education, I took, there's really 4 classes that I would say really helped me specifically with this. First one would be health program planning with Dr. Sherman. We had to go in and me and my partner Jung, we went to the Boys and Girls Club and said, where can we improve what is going on here? So we did some needs assessments of that. Next was program evaluation. It was conducting a needs assessment of TCC, what's going on with them, where do they have, what are they doing right, and what can they improve, and what's their capacity there in order to reach more people. Health education training online with Dr. Nixick. We had to conduct a hypothetical needs assessment for a given target population, and just kind of how that works, how that all works together is really cool, getting to kind of develop a program based off that needs assessment that I conducted. And then in behavioral foundations of health education, this goes a little bit more to a later responsibility, but I was able to conduct a literature review and do some research in the local area and see what population would be in need and has the capacity for a health education program. And the one I settled on was juvenile delinquents, or people, youth incarcerated. Basically, there is a high capacity for health education in that population, and but there's a big need for it, most importantly. Second area of responsibilities, plan health education and promotion. Once again, in health program planning, I literally planned a program with my partner Jung to implement at Boys and Girls Club. Our main goal was we wanted to reduce accidents and injuries at the Boys and Girls Club. So that was really neat, getting to go in and say, based on our needs assessment, like there's a lot of really sharp things. So what can we do? Lots of risks for kids to fall. So what can we do to make sure, let's say a fall happens, how can we teach these kids how to deal with that? And how can we make their playtime safer and more effective? We're able to just kind of play with that a little bit. Health education training, I planned a training program for health ed. Mine was called Hearty, Healthy, Happy, and it was about risk factor prevention and just getting to practice and what would that look like being implemented in a workspace. My Total Fitness internship has just been so great, being able to really develop these programs and these ideas. I have so much freedom there, and so I'm able, just tell my boss, hey, I'm doing this, and she really lets me do it, so I'm able to make little health challenges and give incentives to kids and really implement this health education into their fitness experience and their experience at Fit Kids. It's been awesome. Third area is implement health education and promotion. I definitely say I took an elective class, International Health with Dr. Tizone online, and it was really cool just it was a stacked class with undergraduate students, so I was able to actually give health ed talks to them. The graduate students, we kind of came around a theme of we want them to be aware of vaccinations, and so we were able to implement our vaccination regimen on these guys, and so that was a lot of fun to get to do. And once again, my Total Fitness internship, just this freedom I have to implement these programs I've planned and these initiatives I've planned, just giving full power to implement these in a real life setting and seeing these results and talking to parents. That's been really cool. Conduct evaluation and research related to health education and promotion. Once again, health program planning, we have to go in and think, we had to research what justifies this, and then also how would we evaluate our program to improve it in the future and come up with this evaluation plan. Behavioral foundations of health education, also called it theory of Dr. Harvey. I mentioned it earlier. I had to conduct a full literature review to justify my desire to implement a program or create a program for a population of juvenile delinquents, which was a really good experience. And also, how would I really got to spend a lot of time expounding on how do you evaluate such a program, such an encompassing program, and such a sensitive population, and what could we do to assure that this was a message that's actually being taken home and not just heard. In program evaluation with Dr. Garney, the whole class was about evaluating a program. So what we did was, me and my partner, we decided we were going to evaluate or determine, even if they needed an evaluation, TCC's referral process. And so we got to meet up with TCC and just kind of talk to them about what's going on in their services and where do they think that they need some improvements, which was really awesome. And doing some research about telehealth counseling and just in general researching referral processes, and then kind of getting to evaluate what's going on with them through some pilot testing, which was really neat. Then in epidemiology, there was just so much. It was such a research-centered class and an evaluation-centered class, really, and different programs going on in the United States with CDC and the National Institute of Health and the World Health Organization. Get to say, really research what they do, but also, is this competent? Is this well executed? So a lot of that I was able to determine, yeah, this is really good stuff, and best practice and evidence-based practices being implemented in these places. And once again, at my internship, Fit Kids is not yet concluded, so I haven't gotten to send out my little Qualtrics survey that I'm making, but I am actually brainstorming just different questions I want to ask parents in order to make sure we have a higher turnout next year, and that next year the kids enjoy it more. I feel like this year, I got to do this last year as well, just kind of playing with it as an assistant, not really getting to put my mind to it. But I feel like this year it's been better, and I'm excited for next year after I can really get my hands in there and evaluate it. So I think that'll be really neat. Fifth area is administer and manage health education and promotion. This area, I have permission to take this class, and I haven't finished my coursework, so right now I haven't figured out what I'm going to put in this section, but it will be coming. Yep, nothing. And then area 6, serve as a health education resource person. Definitely an international health, being in this stacked class with undergrads and grad students. It was nice being able to, communicate with graduate or undergrad students and kind of help them out with what do they really want to do, and just be open to them whenever Dr. Tizone was unavailable and help them out. Really felt like I got to even advocate, which is going to be the next one, but advocate for the health ed profession to these undergrads. In program evaluation, once again, we were being resource people to TCC, kind of helping them out with improving their services. How can they get their services out to the most people, and how can they be most effective? And we kind of had some ideas for them, and were able to really utilize that and be their kind of resource person. We corresponded through emails with them about, what are their concerns? Here's our concerns. So that was a good experience doing that. And health program planning, very similar with working with the Lincoln Center Boys and Girls Club, just kind of saying, hey, we noticed that you have vending machines, but you don't have a functioning water fountain, and kind of, if you want to talk to us about ways you can implement water consumption among your kids, we'd love to help you out and do that, and set them up with links in the community to really allow for better facilitation of health in the Lincoln Center. And then at my internship as well, I go to these community events, and I'm doing community partnerships, and people come to me with questions, and I get to say, this is what we do, these are our services, but most importantly, there's a lot more to your health than just your physical. And so it's been really great as a graduate student and a master's student in a gym where, you don't need advanced degrees to be a personal trainer. And so I have a bit of an edge up in getting to work with my boss about how can we maximize our clients' experiences, and outside of just health or outside of just physical fitness, there's just a lot of ways that me and her have gotten to work together to be resource people for our clients, which has just been so great. I've really, really loved that. And then area 7, once again, is communicate, promote, and advocate for the profession. So in international health, I briefly mentioned, I was able to talk with undergrads about what I do and why I do it. And just really, really promote health ed and this master's program and why we're all here. In health ed training, once again, this was an online course where I was able to develop a training program for a population of my choice. And in that, I've just really felt like being able to implement a worksite health program, which is something I really want to do, was able to just promote the profession of health education. It was a really great course. Behavioral foundations, the idea of creating a program based on a literature review and just getting to implement that and just talk about how great health education is and that this is really important. This actually does have the power to change people's lives, especially in a juvenile delinquent population, which I researched. There's a lot of bad stuff going on there, but just health, I think health is the beginning of the end of this kind of cycle of poverty almost, in this chain within the juvenile delinquent population. I think that that's a really big opportunity and big place to get your foot in with health education right there. And then once you get my total fitness internship, just get to talk to people. You can say, like, I'm a health educator. This is what I do. I love this position. I love this job, and I love what I'm able to do through this internship. I just have gotten a big chance, not just with clients, but with fellow trainers, even how they can be better trainers by being health educators. So it's been super great, and just encourage people more to look at health holistically and the health education and promotion, and not just rendering services, but we're meeting these people where we are, or where they are, and getting to educate them. It's been just a really cool experience. So I would say that, the 7 areas of responsibility have just been heavily covered in all my coursework and my internship, and looking forward to what's going to happen the rest of the summer and into the fall semester. So my next, after I finish my graduation, my hope is to move to Galveston Island, and I've accepted a job with my supervisor at her personal training studio in downtown called Urban Fitness. I'll just be working as a personal trainer there, and I'm actually currently working with her to develop some programs, some more holistic programs to implement, which I'm really excited about. I will be doing some pilot tests of this program towards the end of the summer, and then hopefully in December I'll come back and it'll be evaluated, and spiff and span I'll get to implement it, which is cool. I would love to do some community health work. I've got a lot of people in city government in Galveston, and I would love to just get to do some audits or just kind of check out what's going on in Galveston and really give some suggestions about improving health, and maybe even being the one to execute those suggestions. And then I would love, eventually, long-term goal is to work in a worksite health program. I know that I'm not going to live in Galveston for forever. I do not want to raise kids in Galveston, and so I know that eventually I might have to move up by 45, and I would love to get a job at just a good worksite health company and getting to go in and using all this health education and really, really going into a work site, and even if it's as a contractor and just doing some seminars and maybe some boot camps. I really don't know, but I love this job, and I love this profession. And if that happens, if I get that opportunity while I'm in Galveston, I'm going to jump on it as fast as I can. I'm definitely going to seek it out, but that is my long-term goal, is just getting into worksite health. So that's about it for me. I'm super, once again, just super thankful for y'all's time and listening to this program, and